Hey guys, I'm Kelly and my co-host here is Amber, and welcome to the Brown Girls Guide podcast where we discuss everything we wish we knew growing up.
Hey guys, it's the final episode of season 2, and we are so excited to just jump straight in. If you missed our last episode where we spoke about work-life balance, do go have a listen on wherever you stream your podcasts. We think it was a great one to unpack, and it reminded us how to get better at that too.
Yes, that was a very informative episode where we really wanted to give as much information as possible to anyone needing any help or advice on the topic, because I know we also need to need to practice a bit of the things that we preach. But this week, as our final episode of the season, we've decided to discuss something that you honestly, at least me, like you never knew about growing up, or you never actually thought about it until later in life. But before we do that, Amber, you know what comes next? What are you drinking? Are you drinking anything? What's the vibe?
I feel like we're losing our cool because I'm not drinking anything today. I'm having hot chocolate. We haven't mentioned wine on here.
In a long time.
In a long time. But I mean, the weather today, I thought it was going to be nicer, but it's raining right now where I'm at. So I'm having a cup of hot chocolate and some tennis biscuits.
That actually sounds amazing. I might come make myself some Milo after this. I'm not having any of that. I'm not having wine either. But you're right. Like, we haven't actually mentioned wine in a while. But maybe we just, I mean, like for me, to have wine every week is really a lot. I was never a big drinker. So to have like a scheduled wine thing every week was a lot. And sometimes it's just a list. So this week, I am having water because I haven't been feeling 100. So I'm just having water.
As the burnout continues.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Oh, it continues. But okay, let's dive straight into it, Kelly.
Okay.
So today we are talking about making and losing friends as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that Kelly and I have been touching on here and there for the last few weeks because Kelly had a dream that the two of us fought.
Yeah, and we just weren't friends anymore.
And then she came up with a good idea to actually talk about this today because it's something that's a very real part of being an adult and it's inevitable, but it doesn't have to be the scariest thing in the world. I don't know, Kelly, if you want to jump in first and talk about, how you feel about losing friends as an adult or if you have lost any as an adult.
I mean, sure, let's just jump straight. I've definitely lost friends as an adult, but I've never had like a big group of friends. For me, because I went to school like so far from where I lived, I had like school friends, but I never really saw them after school because it wasn't easy to keep in touch.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a way to get to them if I'm in Stramontain and then like retreat or whatever. So I never had a big like, social circle, but it was really like in university where I really developed like my social like butterfly side of myself. And I had more friends and I went out more. And I've definitely lost friends as I've gotten older, like since then, because that's what like your late teens, early 20s. But then you just, I mean, like as you grow up, you don't actually realize how difficult it is to maintain a friendship. There is a lot of work that goes into it. When you're at school and university, it's easier because you see each other every day.
Exactly.
So like maintaining like that friendship is easy because you arrive in the morning and you see each other and you're with each other all day. But when you become an adult and it's all on you to maintain that friendship, you have to make contact, you have to do this. It becomes a lot more difficult. And then you kind of see like which friends also are willing to maintain the friendship and which ones aren't. And sometimes you realize that the friendship is one-sided. At least that's how I felt at some point. And that the other person isn't really making as much effort as you are. I don't know about you, Amber, but yeah, like that's been my experience as an adult. It's still a thing because I still like find it difficult to make and maintain friendships. But we grow, we learn. It is what it is.
We grow and we learn. That's true. I think with me, it's a bit different to how you grew up with your school friends. Like my school friends are still my closest friends, like the friends I had in high school and primary school. And I always had a lot of friends. We weren't all super close. I have like my core friends that like Amy and Adelaide and Kelly and Danielle, like all those people. But I've always had a lot of friends in different friend groups. But I think I'm going to consider like an adult friendship anything after varsity, like 21 and over.
Yeah.
And I've lost very, very few friends since then. So like the ones that I did lose, it felt worse than a breakup. Like
It does,
because
eh?
like you said, like those are the friendships that you put an active effort into maintaining because you're not in their face every day for varsity or school, or you don't carpool every day together. So you have to always every day, not every day, like we are busy, but I mean, you always have to think about them, reach out, they reach out to you. If there are disagreements, you have to decide whether you want to compromise, move past it, how you're going to get through it. So when I lose a friend and it's final, I am sad for months.
It
For
is
months.
sad.
Because each close friend of mine, it's such a unique friendship that I can go to you for a specific reason and you come to me for something specific. And I feel like once that person leaves my life, I feel a bit lost because, oh God, where am I going to go for this? Like, she was the person that was always there for me in X situation, or she would have loved this, or I would have bought this for her. Or, just losing that little part of yourself is very sad. Yeah.
It is very sad. And I also find like, because with friends, especially like with your best friends, like you share like so many intimate details. You really go through the most together. They've like seen you go through the worst and the best of times.
Exactly.
So when you lose it, you also have so many memories. Like you've done so much together. So let's say you always went, or I don't know, you went to Durban. I don't know why I used Durban as an example, but like you took a trip to Durban together, and it was like an epic trip, and you've got all these photos and whatever, and you've got all these memories. And obviously now Facebook like brings it up every year.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So you've got all these memories and like just this history that is like built up, but they're not in your life anymore.
Do you think it's, for me, it's worse? Not the memories we have, because like I can always look back on those and think, okay, that was amazing. When I see my friends that I don't have anymore reach new milestones and we're not sharing it together, I want to die.
Yes.
Like, people are getting married, people are having kids, and I'm like, oh my word. Like, I just think to myself, like, I can imagine how excited you were for this. This was always part of your plan. Like, and now I'm not there to share it with you. And like, as much as I'm happy for you from a distance, it stings a little, like knowing that you guys aren't on this journey together anymore, So that's always, that makes me sadder when I see them like reach their goals, or like they do something that they never thought they'd be able to do. And I'm just like, damn, like I'm here and I want to cheer for you, but I can't.
That's so true though, because like I've won, I want to say ex-friend, but that sounds so harsh. Like,
it sounds very hectic.
I always love and care about her, but I have one older friend, I don't know what to call her, and we were like thick as thieves. We went out together, we did everything together, we went overseas together, I was in a wedding. The idea was that she'd always be in mine, but I didn't end up inviting her to my wedding because at that point we had lost like touch. And we had like stopped talking to each other. We weren't really in each other's lives. And it felt weird inviting someone to my wedding who also isn't, who like barely knows my relationship also.
Yeah.
And it just felt weird. But also like I see like her milestones, like she's had 2 kids and she's always wanted to be a mother. And she's had 2 beautiful kids, and she's got her own business with her husband. They live overseas, and it's just like all these milestones that she's also reaching, that like you said, like you look at and you feel so out of the loop, and you feel like a little bit sad.
Yes. Yeah.
But then you also like have to like remind yourself as to why it didn't work, and
but
why.
Also like on the thing of why, do you feel like the adult friendships you've lost, do you think that you could have done something, or the other person could have done something to not let it end that way? Do you think you could have spoken about it, or
we probably could have? Like, to be honest, there aren't, like, aside from that particular friendship that I referred to, there aren't many other adult friendships that I feel as like strongly about. Like obviously I've made work friends who I'm like not as friendly with anymore because we don't work together anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like we could have, but also I did reach a point where I felt like I was making a lot of the effort and I just couldn't anymore. I had my own things going on, and like she had her own things going on, and I just reached the point where I felt, in fact, if I thought about our whole friendship, like from when we were at varsity together, I felt like I did a lot of the heavy lifting, and maybe it shifted a little bit more as we got older. But I definitely
Yeah.
felt like I did like a lot of the heavy lifting. Like I knew our whole family, I knew our aunties and uncles, so cousins, everyone. But I don't think if I asked to name like three of my cousins, I don't think she'd be able to.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, so
That's hectic.
I just felt like it was like one sided, and
And no one
maybe
should have to settle for that actually, you
yeah,
know.
and maybe instead of just like not like saying anything, I could have actually said something and not just
Did you ghost?
yeah, not just like ghost or anything. Yeah.
No, I understand. Like for me, I think the last friendship I lost is like a no bueno. Like there's no way I would want to reconcile with that friend because there are certain things that you just can't repair. But like there's one friend of mine that is like that was a very you actually know about this friend. I speak about them all the time. They were very close to me, and I feel like if the two of us actually sat down properly and spoke about the issues that we had, we somehow could have fixed it if they were willing to listen to me and I was willing to like compromise or something. But there are certain non-negotiables I think that come with losing a friend. Like if your friend turns out to be like some sort of raging racist, homophobic, like rape apologist kind of person,
Yeah.
then that obviously is like, no, thank you, like goodbye, please leave. So I don't feel bad about those kind of friendships that I lose at all because we are old and ugly enough to unlearn certain things and to change our behaviors. And if at some point you just refuse to because you want to play devil's advocate or you just want to, you know, have things handed to you, like you can't Google things, then no, I've lost a friend like that before and I don't regret it. But with situations where if I just opened up a little bit more, like and now I feel like my pride is in the way and it's too late. I'm not gonna reach out.
I also feel like we're putting a lot of blame on ourselves. There is probably a lot more that our friends could have done as well. But
That's
yeah, no,
true.
it's just it's so difficult. And I spoke to my cousin about this recently. This is actually Dr. Nicole who was on with us a couple of
Yay.
and I spoke to her and I was and we were discussing just the dynamics of like adult friendships and how it's difficult because you are more like self-conscious about yourself as well as you get
Mm-hmm.
older. You don't open yourself up as you would if you were a kid. Like kids don't care. Like kids will literally like steal your toy and then you become like best friends forever.
Yeah.
But as adults, there's just so much more involved, and you're so much more aware of everything, and you're so much more aware of yourself, and you're so much more self-conscious that you don't open yourself up as much. And
True.
so, especially for introverts, you you might want to talk to someone, but you don't because you're too shy or whatever. And introverts just like wait for extroverts to just adopt them before, and like that's how friendships start. But it's just like making friends as an adult and keeping these friendships going because there's so much work involved. It's just like so difficult, and you don't actually realize it when you're younger because
You don't. You
okay, you just
don't.
like you share taste notes or you I don't know you do maths together, whatever it may be, and then like
You just end
that's
up being in each other's lives all the time.
yeah.
But
Whereas like as an adult, you have to make that effort, and
yeah,
if
if
you're living
you,
your own lives, it's also difficult.
yeah, like if you're an extrovert like me, like I will literally be friends with anybody. I love talking to people. I'll talk all day. So I have no issues like meeting people and making friends, but like actually like keeping those friends, like maintaining friendships is so much harder. So,
Yeah.
so, so much harder. So I just have my little core group, and it's fine to have your little core group and have like a bigger net of friends that you aren't as close with. Because that's what I do. Like, you know, like your low maintenance friends. I know I'm someone's low maintenance friend, and that's fine with me.
What is a low maintenance friend?
A low maintenance friend is someone that you don't speak to every single day. Like my closest friends, we talk every single day, or at least like 3 or 4 times a week. Even if it's just me DMing you something or me phoning you, like I'll have different ways of like talking to different friends every day. Like
Mm.
Adelaide and I will video call minimum 3 times a day. Like there's nothing else. Amy and I will send ridiculously long voice notes back and forth all day. I swear I do have a job, guys, all day. Linford's also a video call person, but more of a I'm sending you pictures and videos of what I'm doing kind of thing. So, and like with Kayla and Daniela, we have our own little WhatsApp group where we share what we're doing throughout the day. So I'm always talking to them about a low maintenance friend is someone you'll maybe see once every 3 or 4 months. You love them, but you just don't have to talk all the time. Like you'll catch up every couple of months or every couple of weeks and then give them a lowdown what's happening in your life and they'll do the same. And then you go about your business.
I think all my friendships are low maintenance friendships. With the exception of like I talk to you every day because we work together, but also like we just catch up every day.
Yes.
Because we
do you not have any other person besides your husband that you speak to every single day?
My sister, I talk to every day.
Well, I mean, I talk to Evan every day as well. Like, there is a relative, but I mean, like a friend.
No, I don't. I genuinely don't. But also, like, that's not
your personality.
It's never been my personality. Like, even with my close friend, my ex-close friend, like we were really tight and like we spoke often, but it was never an everyday thing. And we weren't like phone call people. Like, we wouldn't like phone each other up or whatever. Like, we'd like WhatsApp every now and then, and before WhatsApp, I guess we'd mix it each other, whatever.
BBM or whatever.
Yeah, actually, yes, you're right. I think it was BBM at some point. But it was never an everyday thing. And I actually don't have anyone who I speak to every day. And it's not that I need that kind of friendship or that I want that kind of friendship or anything. It's just, it's never been my kind of friendship, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like, I just feel like I need to talk 24/7 and my friends probably have the same personality. That's why we just overshare.
So it's interesting. And I think just like as you get older, like what you need out of a friendship becomes like different. And I very much believe that like certain friends are for like certain phases. Like you have like your good time friends who you go out for a good time or whatever, but you're never gonna actually call them up when you're in a crisis or anything.
Of course.
And I've got like the friends that are like, I know I can always lean on. Like, even if we don't talk every day, because obviously we don't, I've just said that I don't talk to any of my friends every day. I know that I can just call them up and if I need them, they'll be at my door, or I can just go to them. Like my friend PJ and another friend David. I know that with them, I can literally just like WhatsApp them. I know that if I need them, I can reach them at any point. It's obviously like a personality thing. I think if I wanted to talk to them every day, they'd be willing to talk to me every day. It's just not my vibe. So now that we've discussed how to lose friends and how easy it is, do you have any tips for any adults and like any people wanting to make friends as an adult? Because it's difficult. It's just difficult as an adult. So any ideas on how people can make friends?
I don't think I have any like exceptional, tips. Like, for me, I very easily hit it off with people just because I talk so much. So I don't think it's it's anything to do with the way I present myself. I just never shut up. So I think maybe there's a lesson in that, like, just don't be afraid to speak to new people. Oh, that sounds so dumb, but like, I honestly just don't be afraid to speak to new people. And I always find that if I'm open to, like, for example, I love making new friends, and Amy, I know, is a bit more shy. So like for her, it takes a longer time to like open up and meet new people. But once you do, like, it just gets easier. The point I'm trying to make, I can't come up with the English words. Just give me a second. No. So, for example, if you go to a social gathering, not right now, guys, but eventually.
No, not now. Yeah, eventually. When we're all vaccinated.
Especially, yes, when we're all vaccinated. God, in 2024, guys, we're all vaccinated, and you're going out again, or you're in a social situation. Cape Town can be very cliquey, I've noticed. So it's easy for you when you go to a restaurant for like a birthday dinner or braai or party to just stick to the one or two people you came with. Maybe just think about eating it up with someone else, just greeting somebody else, having a shot with someone if you drink. Just don't be shy. Try not be shy.
Shots will always even the playing field. Just invite
shots will be like, trust me, you can talk to this person. It will give you the confidence you need. Take one before you go out to them and one with them.
I also
what would you say?
Like, work is a good place to make friends. All of the friends I've made in my later adult life has been work. Obviously, you I've met through work. And Debbie I've met through work. So I find that work is a good place to meet friends. But it will obviously take effort. If you want to remain friends outside of work, you gotta like do things outside of work. You can't only talk about work things all the time. I mean, we've got a whole we developed a whole podcast. But you gotta like hang out or just message, or if you are new in a company especially, or if you're old in a company and someone new comes in and they're sort of on their own, you can just go up to them and be like, hey, I like your scarf or whatever, and then have a conversation with them, or ask them like where they worked before, and then have that like develop into a conversation, and you'll have things to talk about after that. And I think it's just make the effort. If you want to maintain the friendships, just make the effort. And I know this obviously comes from experience for us, because we've just said we haven't made efforts in certain friendships, but just keep checking in. And even if you're not like wanting to lean into a whole conversation, just like message and be like, hey, like thinking about you, hope to see you soon, whatever. You don't have to like start, oh, how are you? How are things? How the kids? How's work? Whatever. It can just be a short message just to check in. And I've got a lot of those friends that I do that with. And I met up with one the other day, and the two of us we were always really tight. I love her to bits, and I know that I can go to her with anything, but I haven't seen her since my 30th birthday. I'll be 34 this year, Lord. But I haven't seen her since my 30th birthday. But every now and then, I like to drop a message, whether it be on social media or on WhatsApp or whatever. Maybe.
Yeah, that's always nice to do. And even that small message could spark like you saw you met up with your friend. It could spark you seeing your friend, or even a phone call.
Yeah.
And a longer catch up if you either of your time. Yeah.
And I think just as an adult, it's just about actually just showing up every day or every week or whatever it may be.
Whenever you have the time, whatever's realistic for you.
Because you're not going to see each other every day unless you work together. So you just have to show up and reach out. But obviously, if you're the only one reaching out all the time, then maybe
friendship is a two-way street.
Yeah, have that conversation first that you are the only one reaching out. Like, don't just ghost them. Take it from me.
Take it from me as well. Don't just ghost.
Have that conversation first, and then just take it from there. Like, make it a two-way street. As you said, it has to be like all relationships are a two-way street or a three-way street, whatever is your preference.
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat. And just make the effort if you want the friendship to be something that lasts for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelly, you said that so perfectly. Anything else you want to add, Kelly?
I have nothing else to add other than I found a really good article on how to make new friends when you're busy with adulthood. But also another one that says 5 reasons why losing friends as an adult is normal. So it is normal. Family adults just get really busy. And as you grow up, you develop new priorities that just don't align with your old friends, and that's fine. I will share that for sure in the episode description, and also maybe on a blog.
As we threaten every week, maybe on a blog.
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning into this final episode, guys. We will leave links and resources in the episode description below, as well as on all our social media platforms. And you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Brown Girls Guide Pod, and on Twitter at BGG Pod. And if you'd like to, please get in touch via email at info@browngirlsguide.com.
At info@browngirlsguide.com. Yes, thanks for listening to us, guys. We'll be back in August for a jam-packed Women's Month, as we kick off the season 3, and we're going to touch on everything that's inspiring, motivational, but also the tough topics too, because women in South Africa, we got a lot of things to discuss. Until then, it's a bye from us. So bye.